Today we've got a bit of a woodwork project. We're going to make a rabbit hutch. I've got some scrap pallet wood which you might have seen us reclaim in another video. We're going to plane all that smooth and then we're going to turn it into a nice rabbit hutch for Mr. Bingley. This little troublemaker, Mr. Bingley. Nice to salvage 4 supports, stringers, and a whole bunch of scrap panels, and I bought some plastic mesh from a local hardware store. So we're just planing all the wood smooth on the 4 sides, and then I'm putting a little bevel on the corners as well. And remember, don't forget to plane your end grain. Kids on the internet love that one. Nice and smooth. Yeah, that sounds good. There you go, smooth, only slightly mangled. Don't actually do that. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're not building spaceships here. It's just a rabbit hutch. Sometimes you'll find there's still bark attached to it, so if you don't like it, just jam your chisel in there and pick it off. That's cool. Little layers of dust. It's probably good for hamsters. There you go. Wood's planed up. We're not aiming for perfection here, we're just trying to take off most of the rough edges. Just going to use a handy nail to mark the 45. Got my very small little panel pins. These are just some cheap ones from the hardware store. I'd like to claim that was deliberate, but that would be lying. Now, a man on the internet gave us a handy hint. If you're finding the wood is splitting a lot, instead of just nailing straight down into the wood, if you angle it slightly, so from the end you have a bit of an angle on, and then you hammer it in from there, the wood doesn't split as much. It seems to be working. So that is one frame piece finished. Two. For the short sides of this rabbit hutch, I'm going to cut these down to 75 centimetres because that's what will fit in the back of my hire car. So this top board, for example, that's pretty nice the whole length, but this one at the bottom, I'm going to take my 75 centimetres from this end, because when you get to about here, it starts to go very, very narrow. Now that I've come to it, I've decided I'm going to try and match the widths. So if you look at those dimensions, they look pretty close, but if you come to the other side of the other panel, that leaves too much of a gap. However, if I use that on the bottom part here, width on that side looks good, width on this side looks good. So I may or may not have received a complaint from security, so we're no longer on the balcony, we're in the living room with my piece on a towel to muffle noise. Basic construction is now in place. I've gone with 3 or 4 pins on the corners to keep these broad panels in place, and now I'm going to wrap the whole thing in the plastic mesh using these. Hopefully you can begin to realise the dream here. Get a high-tech tripod into position. So my plan is for the longest section to wrap the mesh over in one continuous piece, do 2 sides and the roof, and then I'll patch on the end pieces once I'm done. what I've tried to do is line up one of the lines with the line of the wood, so that when you get to the end here, it is straight. Now this pin, what I'm doing is doing a little bit of a stretch on the plastic there, and this one's going into end grain, so this will be really nice. This will go all the way into the wood, I'm sure. Now I'm putting a couple in the side here as well. Not going particularly deep with them because I don't want to split the wood, but it just helps a little bit to stretch out the mesh in the middle, to save me putting in a cross support on the top. Sharp edges. So you see on this side where the fence has been cut off, there's some jagged edges there, so I'm going to trim all those at the end. He's immediately finding all the weak points. The only thing it needs then is a couple of little zip ties on the corners there, so that he doesn't